The Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack launched recently, not without its share of critics. Despite some emulation flaws and an inability to change button mapping in the app, however, it has nevertheless been rather fun to revisit some familiar and less familiar Nintendo 64 games on the Switch. Of course, we always want more. Beyond the initial offering, Nintendo has also confirmed an upcoming batch that will arrive in the coming months, but we feel a lot of really good and interesting games are still absent. It's worth also noting that we've put some rare games on this list. Now, remember, Banjo-Kazooie is coming to the service, the IP featured in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate of course, so beyond one obvious example in our list, it is entirely possible that Microsoft and Nintendo could come to a deal for other classic rare games. Are they long shots? Yes, but we're holding out hope. There are other games we've chosen because they were rare or Japan only back in the day, and we've seen in the NES and SNES apps that Nintendo occasionally adds some relatively obscure games. There are a few obvious ones too, which are surely on Nintendo's to-do list. We've added a poll at the end, too. Let us know which games you'd like to see. So, let's get to it. Publisher: Nintendo/Developer, Nintendo AD release date: 31st March 1998, USA/9th Ek 1998, UK/EU, a game which teaches the rewards of dedication and perseverance. Winning the race might look like the point of the game, but the real goal is there in the title, pulling at 1080 degrees. It took some of us years, but we kept at it and boom, finally, we nailed it. The speed and precision match up with beautiful visuals for the time, with sunlight glistening off the piston, snow spraying up behind your board. It had framerate stutters, but its subtle controls enable you to sharpen up shallow turns and gracefully arc across the course, giving a nice taste of the feeling you get from the real-life sport. When you're not falling on your airs. That. Publisher: Nintendo/Developer, rare release date: 28th Feb 1997, USA/1st Sep 1997, UK/EU. This game involves clearing a path for a slow-moving truck carrying a malfunctioning nuclear missile to a safe destination zone, a zone which is blocked by buildings and other structures ripe for destruction. As with many 64 big titles, its early polygonal visuals are arguably looking a little dogged these days, but don't let its looks put you off. This incredibly silly concept made for one of the most fun games on the N64. Publisher: THQ/Developer, rare release date: 4th March 2001, USA/6th April 2001, UK/EU. The first of our hopeful rare entries, Conker's Bad Fur Day, stood out proudly from the pack of cutesy platformers back then as a foul-mouthed, blood-filled, scatological comedy. We're still a little blindsided that a Nintendo second party put out a game full of swears. To be honest, even the XBOX remake bleeped most of them out. Conker was a technological triumph for the age in 64 big system when it launched in 2001, and while the movie parodies are very much of the time and the humor won't hit the spot with everyone, we'd love to revisit it. Publisher: Nintendo/Developer, rare release date: 24th Nov 1997, USA/21st Nov 1997, UK/EU. Diddy Kong Racing did for Mario Kart 64 pretty much what Banjo-Kazooie would soon do for Super Mario 64. Namely, take the template put down by Nintendo and expand on it with color and creativity to produce far more than a mere homage. DKR expanded the single player into an adventure, and the addition of planes and hovercraft required much larger, more complex circuits to race around. The game also provided the console debuts of Banjo and Conker. What more do you want? Jam on it. Publisher: Nintendo release date: 14th April 2001, JPN. Its localized name is Animal Forest, though you probably know the IP better from its GameCube successor Animal Crossing. Yet, Japan had an exclusive version of the first game that made its debut on N64, just months before it would then emerge on the shiny new GameCube. It's worth being clear that this one would be highly unlikely due to the extensive localization required, but as an intriguing arrival and an insight into franchise history, it would be a lovely addition. Heck, even if it's exclusive to the Japanese version of the app, we'd happily play it that way. Publisher: Nintendo/Developer, rare release date: 24th Nov 1999, USA/6th Death 1999, UK/EU. There are some who blame the collapse of the Kelptifum 3D platforming craze on Donkey Kong 64, and while it's hard to argue that Rare perhaps went a little too far with the huge number of inconsequential collectible vehicles, it's a game which turns everything up to 11, and there's something admirable about its unapologetic more is more approach. with 5 playable Kongs. You know them well. Huge worlds and an abundance of mini-games, including emulated versions, have the original arcade Donkey Kong and rarest Peck. DK64 is one hell of a value proposition back in 1999, and we think it probably deserves reevaluation after 20 years of bashing. Come on Cranky, take it to the fridge. Publisher: Nintendo/developer, Left Field Productions. Release date: 30th April 2000, USA, /8 June 2001, UK/EU. Canadian developer: Left Field Productions. The team behind the fondly remembered NBA Courtside games was responsible for this brilliant entry in Nintendo's Metacritic series. Shifting the gameplay from side-on to behind the right or 3D, it melded the careful pitch and throttle control of the original game with the subtle mechanics of N64 Stebbleman's Wave Race 64 and 1080-degree snowboarding to produce something just as deep, rewarding and addictive as those racers. Publisher: Nintendo/developer, Rare. Release date: 25th August 1997, USA, /25th August 1997, UK/EU. The best movie tie-in ever made. Not only was Rare's game hugely influential on the console FPS genre, but it also gave N64 owners a proper adult experience to sink their teeth into. At a time when PlayStation was too cool for school, GoldenEye 007 provided some real ammo in the console wars, and as 4-player deathmatch, remarkably, a last-minute addition before the game went gold, led to some of the best multiplayer memories we have for any system. You only live twice. Bunker power weapons. How about license to kill facility pistols? We're easy, but whatever you do, make sure you've got sight on auto aim off. Just imagine the buzz of this arriving and supporting online play, but let's also be real, it's the longest of long shots. Publisher: Kendama/developer, Kendama. Release date: 1st September 1998, UK/EU. Kendama's Major A studio took the solid foundation of ISS-64 and built upon it with some wonderful additions, including an optional top-to-bottom view and the appearance of the referee on the pitch. That might sound like a tiny and almost insignificant detail, but having the reference on screen blew our minds back in 1998. And look, we know that licensing issues make this extremely unlikely, but we don't care, we want it. Publisher: Nintendo/developer, Rare. Release date: 11th April 1999, USA, /2nd November 1999, UK/EU. An underrated entry in the Rareware library, Jet Force Gemini coupled cute design with chunky, gungy third-person blasting in a world-hopping quest to defeat Insectoid Overlord Mizar. Juno, Vela and trusty good boy Lutus adventure is not without flaws, but JFG is a surprising deep and satisfying one that's worth investigating if you're a Rare fan looking for gems that passed you by around. Please visit us, GameAstral.org. Full article in the description. Thanks for watching.